NDC is saying. Well, it is the EC that gave him the mandate to or registered him to run for the election. So they were the first to have done diligence. But if they fail to do that, and it's also thinking, well, I've done it, and then went on, and now they are saying that his seat has been nullified and that it's going to be a rerun. And some are saying, alleging that, well, he might face for not telling the truth. I've forgotten the term that is used in the legal parlance. Well, he is going to, he might face up to 10 years imprisonment for that. Well, is it something that they're just trying to throw away the way of the NDC so that they will not let the equation run? Well, Mr. Malaysian I say is first bombshell. CBN devalues Naira from 460 to 630 Naira on international market. That means local market hit 1,000 or 1,200 Naira. Okay. Well, more going to be coming your way from Ghana as well, but let's move to other parts of the world. And some stories making the rounds there. Now, top Australian soldier loses war crimes defamation case. Now, Ben Robert Smith has sued newspaper over allegation he killed unarmed prisoners in Afghanistan, but he's lost that case. And Russia blames shelling inside border town on Ukraine. Now. Well, a U.S. debt ceiling deal moves forward after House vote. The Senate must approve the deal and send it to the president's desk this weekend to avoid a default. Well, we hope that will not arise. And when that happens, it's going to cause lots of repercussions. Okay, now Mike Pence prepares to challenge Trump in 2024, right? Do you think Mike Pence will be one who can outwit Donald Trump? Or who? Well. We'll be telling you more about all that as the program goes on Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In the UK, Labour MP suspended over behaviour claims. Kieran Davis says he does not recognize allegations in Politico that he subjected colleagues to unwanted sexual attention. And then Greece analyze objects after Madeleine said. The prosecutors say it is not clear if items found at the reservoir in Portugal are linked to the missing Britain. Okay, so we're telling you more about that. And then Johnson says he has handed over COVID WhatsApps. The head of the pandemic inquiry is demanding that government releases the unredacted messages. Now, why is the government not doing so? Is it that maybe there's something in there that could sort of compromise the prime minister or people in government now and not necessarily?
All right, so let's see. I'm going to move everything now to the mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ káàsán, as we are about to switch now. In case there is a little bit of glitch, we are about to switch now. Tí ẹ bá ń wò lọ, because I'm not using the regular system, tó bá dé ní glitch, ẹ lọ join the Starr Radio site, but we hope it should be stable throughout the program. But like I said, that will be subject to if there's no glitch. But if there's a glitch, then I don't think we had a problem before. So that is about that. But for now, let's prepare for the Starr Radio.
Well, it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Don't touch the dial. Enjoy this song. This is from Elijah. And it's Jesus Never Fails. Somewhere, somehow, it has helped us.
Like us, I say good morning to everyone that have joined us again as we prepare for the program on the Starr Radio UK network. just about to start. We are just about to start. So let's start the transmission. Okay, welcome back to the Starr Radio UK network. Okay, so Starr Radio ni Afedarapo Monising, which is the morning conversation. So I'm going to stand up on my seat. I don't know what they are playing. I don't want that to infiltrate what we're going to do. So I'm just going to take a short break, and then when I come back, we should be ready to kickstart. So what we're just going to do, we just play something until I come back. So we just play something until I come back.
Yoruba ìrònú kẹ́lọ́ fi mọ̀ ṣọ̀kan. Ọlọ́run kò tán ìwà ká. Mo máa gbọ́dọ̀ wò. Àwọn yìí ẹ̀gbọ́dọ̀ wò láwùjọ.
So let's come back.
Transportation increases, naira falls to the dollar. I show it. Oh, okay, I know what it's trying to. There's a typo there. It shows no pity for my people. All that we can do is to pray. Yeah. Whenever I say that, we don't sit down till we get a point where we have to be praying, you know? We take action before then. What do you think about all that? It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. On this wonderful Thursday morning, the first day of June. If you celebrate any special day today, if it's your birthday, if you were born in June. My late dad was born in June, and my sister was born in June as well. And maybe you listening to me were also born in June. So why not? Happy birthday to you all. Advance there. Take a look at us. If my dad was alive, today would have been his 85th. But he passed last year. But thank God. It says something in the Bible. It says, when my father and my mother forsake me, God will take me. And of course, God is taking us as well. So we're taking their places, and we are doing our best there. So what about you? It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. What is your way from those updates from Nigeria? Breaking. Yamila became a chief of staff to President Tinubu. This you from Elijah. Said Jesus, you never fail. You are the same yesterday, today, and forever. Look at the man you saved. Look at the man you saved. Archie, look at the man you saved. Bishop Adesina. No, as well. Look at the man who saved. God can do something about it. Would he? Yes, man. All right then. I think Yomi is on, but I can't see his image. So Yomi, if you can hear me. Okay, we can see his handsome face. He's back. The white lion himself. Ready to fire on all cylinders. And I hope that you are also ready to receive from us as well. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. And I'm saying good morning to you, Yomi.
Well, a very good morning to you back in the studio, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners and viewers, and welcome once again to the first day of the month of June. And it is the Starr Radio UK network, and it is where we take you around the globe. But at exactly 11 o'clock, we move swiftly to, as they normally say, the most populous black nation in the world, which is Nigeria. And that is where you need to sit down, relax, and then make sure you have. We normally take a cup of tea, but in Africa, we take a pap, or they call it ogi. But when you find a kind of a beans cake with teeth, and that means that you can at least, sit back and relax and enjoy the program for the next few 30, 35 minutes for more of the news, because it's been a while since we've been on the air, like Archie was saying there, but we can still catch up because I think it's still the same week that Tinubu inauguration came in. So we haven't lost as much. But Tinubu will be there for a very long time, and we will still have a lot to talk about him as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Well. How are you, sir? And how is the family?
Well, the family are doing very well. It is just the short break from school, and that literally means that more activities is needed, to keep them very engaged. But for now, they're doing very well. We give thanks.
Okay, we thank God for that. We thank God for that. Listeners, it is Mr. Olayomi Koiki from our North Studios, and I'm Archie here. But let's go straight to the Niger voices. Yesterday, we had our professor condemning an attack on an FM station. Now, for those of our listeners or viewers who missed out on that, can you just give us a short of view of what happened yesterday, sir?
Well, we actually went into as much of the details of some of what activities surrounding, the Yoruba nation struggle. On Sunday, the 28th day of May, there was what we called an attempt to hijack a radio station, that was done on the courtesy and the orchestrated of the picture of the woman that we have actually, brought onto the program before, but it seems now that this is now becoming out of control. What you saw there is what they call the Yoruba Nation Army, and to the further side, the black outfit there is the Yoruba Nation Police. And in reality, if you're going to be operating these, that definitely means that you are ready to run a government, or you are likely running a coup d'etat. So on Sunday, these activities took place in Ibadan. There were also an attack at the police station in Lagos State. But because of the Yoruba nation is well known both internationally and outside, and likewise within the African context, because it is a part of the indigenous people that wants to take control back of their identity. That literally means that whatever activities happen on Yoruba Nation, the blame comes into the leader of the Yoruba Nation struggle that has promised the international community and the African Union that this is going to be a non-violent, but it will also be the same right that the Scottish are asking for under a referendum, the same thing that the others are asking for. But it seems that this struggle has now literally mean that there is a lot happening between the Yoruba nation and the other side as well. So this was as much of the details of what was discussed yesterday, just to condemn the activities of those that believe that the Yoruba nation can be used and hijacked for their own selfish gain or interest.
Well, listeners, quite an interesting one there. As I say, if you didn't miss out on that, please go to our broadcast platforms on the nation social media platforms and then go back and re-listen to that. But before we move on to the substantive issues I'm going to be looking at today, so has Madam Onitiri actually accepted responsibility for that action that took place on Sunday, or it just people are alluding that she was the one in there who was orchestrating that?
Well, you're quite right. She has actually done so 72 hours. She actually spoke yesterday, and part of what she discussed was that, they have the right to, after she has made a declaration of the Yoruba nation, that means we have a country already in place. She also said that she has discussed what happened in Nigeria to the international community, how all this is happening, that the international community is not responding, because we know that the last two countries that has been declared as a nation on earth is in 2006 by Montenegro and 2011 in South Sudan. So it seems that she's talking to some people that we are not aware of, and that is giving her a bit of assurance to all our listeners and followers that the nation has been declared in November. The nation is already in operation, and they will be starting an interim government, which was part of the process. You said that they are operating on the Yoruba land, and that literally means that the federal government do not have the right to attack those that went for that activities on Sunday.
But if it's like we are saying, our professor always says that we're doing it in a peaceful manner and then we can get there. But if it's found out that what she did was treasonable, organizing or a coup d'etat sort of taking over, realization to announce what and doing what, has she been apprehended? Or what has the federal government said so far about that?
Well, the investigation is still ongoing. As we speak right now, nobody knows her location. From what she said yesterday, it seems that she's also saying there's a threat to her life. Which that's why reason why everybody wants to know where she is. So in the last 1 year, nobody knows where she's operating from, apart from the conversation through the Zoom and the WhatsApp call. So, but she's still insisting that what they've done yesterday on Sunday is their legitimate right.
But does that debunk the case where we've been talking about the fact that we think that she's being used by some people to perpetrate their interests, or is it that she is just also going on her own part? I mean, just to do something for people to say that okay, give a dog a bad name so you can handle you can hang it. What do you think?
Well, it depends on who you are actually having the conversation with. It seems that what she also said in a video that she produced after 72 hours yesterday is that, these, illusion that she's working, for any politician is just those that wants to drag the Yoruba nation backwards. She has made a lot of accusation, to, the person of, Dr. Sunday Igboho, and likewise, the leader of the Yoruba self-determination struggle, which is also Professor Adebanji Akintoye. She has called them as people that have been used by politicians. So she's actually saying that they are the ones that have been used by politicians to slow down the movement, and by not literally giving the truth to the Yoruba people that wants to exit. She also points finger not just only to those two individuals, she's also pointing fingers to the Yoruba politicians. They are also part of individuals, and likewise the royal kings, that their whole agenda is to keep the Yoruba people inside Nigeria for as much as possible. So how she's going to be able to operate with the Tinubu in government, with all the governors in place, with the local government in place, and all these is still a bit of confusion to some, but some are saying that it seems that maybe she's got a bit of bipolar, or maybe she's just living in an illusion, because in reality, operating a country that do not have, I mean, we're talking about 9 people wanted to invade the radio station and declare the Yoruba nation from there. I'm not too sure how many numbers, because some ran away in Lagos State, and likewise some were apprehended. But those that were apprehended have also point finger to her, and likewise some of our media that are operating on our behalf. We have 2 of them here that are operating in UK, and likewise some outside the country as well. And they also came out to say that whatever she's done, they have the right to do so.
Okay, listeners, let the debate continue. Is she for real? She's suffering from maybe some mental something. I'm not saying anything. Okay, whatever it is, let us know what you think about that. Maybe she's fighting a good cause. Maybe Professor and Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho, slow it down. Maybe she's the one up in the game. What do you think? Let us know what you think about that. But as I said, if you missed out, go straight onto our platform, and then you can enjoy that as well. But listeners, from our North London studios, this is Olayomi Koiki. I'm Archie here in the South Studio. 19 minutes past 11 the time. Starr Radio UK, the 10th edition of the morning show. Now let's move on to some of the stories making the rounds. Let's come to the breaking story effect. Femi Gbagabiyamila has been named Chief of Staff to President Tinubu.
Well, we've been waiting for that. You can tell because he has been moving, with the Tinubu campaign, from the day one. So literally, the expectation has been there that he will be the one, that will be handling the chief of staff. Chief of staff is a very, very important role, and Femi Gbagabiyamila, is the former House Speaker, and he has been in the government, as far as I can remember, since the return of democracy. He's from also in Lagos State, the Surulere constituency. And definitely, it seems that Tinubu believe and trust somebody like him. He has also lived in in America before returning to Nigeria as well. He is the current Speaker of the House of Representatives. But today, announcement has now come out to say Femi Gbagabiyamila will be taking on the role of the Chief of Staff to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Gbagabiyamila, who secured a 6th term as the representative of the Surulere Federal Constituency in Lagos State, made this announcement through his Chief of Staff, Olanrewaju Smart Wasiu, on their official Facebook page at the early hours. I mean, this morning on Thursday. The statement read, after extensive deliberation and consultation, President Bola Tinubu has made his first appointment, selecting the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, as the President Chief of Staff.
Okay, listeners, well, that's appointment made. How do you see it? Do you think that is somebody who, somewhere, somehow, we think that can bring some hope to the sort of hopeless situation that Nigeria seems to find itself in at the moment, as Bishop Adesina has said, West Side, people are going to be crying. Now, what do you think about all that? Let's hear from you. But now let's come to some of the other stories. Now, the fuel prices, subsidy that the president, now it's the president, Tinubu, did straight on when he was making his speech as president, the first one, taking that one off. Now, there have been some speculation that, he has done a U-turn, but it looks like that is not the case. I mean, people outside are saying he's done a U-turn, but it doesn't look so. I mean, when we talk about means testing, where there are people in Nigeria who need that to be able to go about their day-to-day activity. But it's not happening. So federal government labor hitting deadlock as fuel price hits over 700 naira a liter. Yummy.
You were actually asking, what is the 700 naira? What does that mean, before I came on board? So let's break it down. We know that the dollar, according to the valuation of the naira today, is about 680. So that is clear. But when you talk about the 1 pound, 1 pound will give you, 960 naira as of today. So you're not even getting as the 1 pound value of the naira in terms of the exchange rate. So that literally means that a 700 naira will just be somewhere around 70p or 75p. So it gives you a kind of an idea what a 75p will give you if you take it to Nigeria in terms of the exchange rate. So if I have a 75p, I will be able to buy a 700 naira. It might be as easy for those of us in the country like this, but for those on the ground, it is quite a lot of money when you look at this same petrol before Monday, where Tinubu made that announcement that triggered, the chaos that is currently on the ground. Tinubu did not bring in these subsidy. This subsidy was announced. It's already in the law. It's not even in the budget, because the budget for 2023, there is no subsidy payment from the end of this month. But he actually made that announcement during his inauguration speech in Abuja, when he was telling the world about the new plans he has for Nigeria. And as I said, that then went into a panic of those that refused to sell from the petrol pump, panic of those trying to store petrol, which is not advisable because these are flammable products as well. But it seems that subsidy now is no longer going to be part. But already the meeting between the labor and the government is still in deadlock. And what does that literally mean? It seems that the labor is trying to change ask Tinubu to see if there's anything Tinubu can do. Maybe for now to still hold on to it, of allows. I've also been heard that allow Dangote, as much as the refinery has been, these are the problem in Africa. You launch a refinery, but it's still not in operation. But the impression that is already going to be in operation. It's not coming into operation until July. And yesterday there was talks between the federal government and the organized labor over the removal of the fuel subsidy ended in what we called a deadlock. I was listening to Dele Alake. Dele Alake is now going to be equivalent of Femi Adesina. Femi Adesina has returned back. It was one of the media, to the former president Muhammadu Buhari, is returned back as a chief editor of the news in Nigeria, while Dele Alake will be the name that will be known now because he's the spokesman for Bola Tinubu, the president.
Wow. But looking at, it's the what do you call it, the Labour Party that is making a little bit of noise there. How has Nigerians as a whole, supported?
If I just take off the screen for just 10 seconds while we adjust certain settings here as well. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, listeners, just bear with us whilst you does that. But it's interesting. I want to find out from you, if you are listening to what, how do you see with this increment? Bishop Adesina has gone on to say that definitely people are going to cry. That's what he's saying there. definitely people are going to cry. But what do you think? If you are listening to us, you are in Nigeria, you voted for Tinubu, doesn't matter where. I mean, that's what you believe in. How do you feel? Do you think that is serving your interest? Or you think that, whoa, we didn't expect that? But as Yomi did say earlier on, in the budget, the 2023 budget, that wasn't captured in there. And therefore, automatically, it was something that was bound to happen. He just did announce. Yomi, what are people saying?
The reaction has been mixed match, and let's start with these, reaction that I picked up, this morning from an artist called Darlington, Speed Darlington. This is what he had to say. 5,000 naira for this. 5,000 naira for that. That's 5 liters. Okay. 5,000 naira for that. 5,000 naira for 5 liter. 1 liter, 1,000 naira. They tell me, say, dividing no make sense. See Yoruba government, 24 hours. Suffer don't full every year. Imagine you say, if I know be artist, I don't get 5,000 to buy 5 liters. You know, and we music video tomorrow morning. And I can just say, with this price of fuel, any taxi where you call, but when I have 20,000 to mainland, 20,000 to mainland, no eaves, no bus, no kinda. You understand me? Igbo National Assembly members, demand the referendum. Let's get out of this hell. We are in hell. Nigeria is not working. Nigeria is not working. Obi friendly was, Obi friendly no no pass. Obi bara wicked. Una no send. Obi feronazo. I swear. So that is a 5,000 naira, 1,000 naira per liter. Let's go to the reaction in Asaba as well as some almost